In today's headlines, Taliban attack near U.S. base, news on child care tax credit, and possible privatization of Illinois tollways. Good afternoon. I'm Rahul Ramesh. Welcome to WGBK All News Radio, brought to you by Sport Clips, a championship haircut experience. Topping today's news stories, as Afghan authorities announced the arrest of an alleged militant for planning last week's assault on Kabul, a bomber targeted a U.S. base outside the capital. This is the latest attempt by militants to strike the seat of Western and Afghan power. The NATO-led command said the latest explosion occurred around 5 p.m. outside the main gate at Camp Phoenix, a U.S. military base on the outskirts of the capital. It said initial reports indicate that the blast was caused by a vehicle bomb, but did not release any casualty figures. Straight from the European Union, French lawmakers recommended a partial ban on any veils that cover the face. This includes the burqa, the full-body covering worn by some Muslim women. The ban on the total veil would apply in public places like hospitals and schools and on public transport. It would also apply to anyone who attempts to receive public services, but it would not apply to people wearing the burqa on the street. The commission stopped short of recommending a full ban because not all of the 32 commission members could agree on it. From our nation's capital, President Obama proposed nearly doubling the child care tax credit for middle-class families. This is the latest administration initiative meant to reassure Americans nervous about the slow pace of the economic recovery. The proposal is one of 5 new recommendations from the president's middle-class task force, which was established 1 year ago. It comes as an increasingly populist White House struggles to regain the political advantage among swing independent voters who have flocked to the GOP in recent elections in Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Virginia. Obama remarked, "The middle class has been under assault for a long time." Also in the heart of the country, a commission set up to assess national security measures gave the U.S. government a failing grade in improving response time to a biological attack. Nearly a decade after September 11th, 1 year after the original report, and 1 month after the Christmas Day bombing attempt, the United States is failing to address several urgent threats, especially bioterrorism. Each of the last 3 administrations have been slow to recognize and respond to the biothreat. The U.S. no longer has the luxury of a slow learning curve. The commission reported that the assessment is not a good one, particularly in the area of biological threats. In the land of Lincoln, politicians who hope to gain traction with voters by urging that the Illinois tollway be leased to a private company might want to rethink their strategy. By overwhelming numbers, Republican and Democratic voters alike oppose privatization of the tollway system and believe it would lead to higher tolls. The statewide poll of likely primary voters shows Democrats opposing privatization 72% to 14%. Republicans oppose the idea 65% to 16%. Democrats say tolls are certain to increase if the tollway is leased to a private company, and 68% of Republicans feel the same way. Around Chicagoland, Chicago is the only U.S. metro area that would fail to meet a tougher standard for smog-forming nitrogen oxides proposed by the Obama administration. The more stringent limit is intended to help protect people who suffer from asthma and other respiratory ailments. But Illinois officials contend they will not be able to do much about it without cleaner cars and diesel trucks. Health and environmental groups grouse that the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency should have imposed an even tougher limit on nitrogen oxides. States would have more than a decade to comply with the limit. Sports scores in your forecast right after this message. Hey guys, even though you don't play in the majors, you will be treated like an MVP at Sport Clips. Sport Clips is fun and relaxing with TVs everywhere. They cut your hair the way you want for a great price. For a few bucks more, get the MVP, a cut in a style, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, and shoulder rub. And now, all first-timers get the MVP at the regular price. There are over 25 Chicagoland Sport Clips. For a championship haircut experience, it's Sport Clips. And now over to the sports desk. Out on the hardwood, our very own Bulls top San Antonio 98-93. Cleveland scraped by Miami 92-91, and Boston cruised by the Clippers 95-89. From the NHL, St. Louis shut out Calgary 2-0, and Vancouver flew by the Rangers 4-2. Let's take a look at your forecast. Today, snow showers are possible with a high of 23. Tonight, expect a low of 15 and partly skies. And tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 26. This has been WGBK All News Radio, brought to you by Sport Clips. I'm Rahul Ramesh. Thanks for listening.